One fruit costs about 49 cents. Yet researchers found it may help improve insulin sensitivity in just a few weeks. That sounds like an easy win, doesn't it? But here's the problem. Most people eat this fruit the wrong way, and they end up missing nearly all of its potential benefits. Even more surprising, this isn't the only fruit that deserves a closer look. Right now, there are probably 7 common fruits sitting somewhere in your kitchen. We often think they're all healthy, but they don't all affect your blood sugar the same way. 3 of them may actually support healthier blood sugar control. The other 4 could be quietly making it harder than it needs to be. Before you reach for your usual snack today, you may want to know which group your favorite fruit belongs to. And stay with me until the end, because I'll also share the story of Doris, one of my patients whose A1C improved dramatically in just 90 days. Her results surprised even her doctor, and one simple change played an important role. We'll go through all 7 fruits together, starting with the worst and finishing with the one that may surprise you the most. Before we start ranking these fruits, it's important to understand why this topic can be so confusing. Many people hear that fruit is healthy and assume every fruit affects the body the same way. But that's simply not true, especially when it comes to blood sugar. One of the main reasons is a natural sugar called fructose. When you eat fruit, your body doesn't handle fructose the same way it handles every other type of sugar. Instead, your liver does most of the work. That's where fiber becomes so important. When the fruit still contains its natural fiber, your body absorbs the sugar more slowly. That gives your liver time to process it in a more balanced way, helping keep blood sugar from rising too quickly. But when there's very little fiber, or when the sugar is absorbed too fast, your liver has to work much harder. Over time, that can make it more difficult for your body to keep blood sugar under control. So, the goal isn't to avoid fruit. It's to understand that different fruits behave differently once you eat them. And that's exactly why the 7 fruits we're about to discuss don't all belong in the same category. Some deserve a regular place in your diet, while others are better enjoyed much less often. Let's begin with number 7. Watermelon. This one surprises a lot of people because watermelon has always had a healthy reputation. It's mostly water, it's refreshing, and many people assume that means it's automatically a good choice for blood sugar. But that's where the confusion begins. Despite its high water content, watermelon has a higher glycemic index than many people realize. It also doesn't contain enough fiber to slow down how quickly its natural sugars are absorbed. As a result, your blood sugar may rise faster than you expect, especially if you eat a large serving by itself. Now, this doesn't mean watermelon is a bad fruit or that you should stop eating it completely. That's not the message. The key is portion size and how you choose to eat it. If you're trying to keep your blood sugar under better control, it's better not to treat watermelon as a large snack on its own. Enjoy a smaller portion instead, and be mindful of how much you're eating at one time. Small changes like this can make a meaningful difference over time. Next is number 6, pineapple. Pineapple has earned a healthy reputation over the years, largely because it contains bromelain, an enzyme that's often associated with supporting digestion. That's a real benefit, but it doesn't automatically mean pineapple is a great choice for blood sugar control. These are 2 different things. Pineapple still contains a significant amount of natural sugar, and the way it's prepared can make an important difference. Fresh pineapple is generally a better option than canned pineapple, which often comes packed in syrup. Fruit juice can be even more concerning because it's much easier to consume a large amount of sugar in a short time. If pineapple is one of your favorite fruits, there's no need to give it up completely. Instead, pay attention to when and how you eat it. Having a moderate portion after a balanced meal is usually a better choice than eating a large serving by itself. A simple adjustment like that can help you enjoy pineapple while making it easier to manage your blood sugar. Now let's move to number 5, mango. It's easy to see why mango is often called the king of fruits. It's naturally sweet, full of flavor, and packed with vitamins and antioxidants. Many people think that because it's a fruit, the more they eat, the better. Unfortunately, that's not always the case when you're trying to keep your blood sugar steady. Along with its nutritional benefits, mango also contains a fairly high amount of natural sugar. That doesn't make it unhealthy, but it does mean it may not be the best choice if blood sugar control is one of your goals. The key isn't to avoid mango completely, it's to enjoy it in the right amount and at the right time. Instead of treating it as an everyday snack or eating a large bowl at once, think of mango as an occasional dessert that you truly enjoy. A smaller portion can still satisfy your taste without making it harder to keep your blood sugar under better control. Now we come to number 4, and this is where many people are surprised. Bananas are one of the best examples of why you can't judge a fruit by its name alone. The same banana can affect your blood sugar very differently depending on how ripe it is. When a banana is still slightly green, it contains more resistant starch. As it ripens and becomes softer, much of that resistant starch is gradually converted into natural sugar. That means a very ripe banana can have a much different effect on your blood sugar than one that's only lightly ripe. The problem is that most people naturally reach for the sweetest banana they can find. Then they eat it first thing in the morning, or as a quick snack on an empty stomach. That's a common habit, but it may not be the best choice if you're trying to keep your blood sugar stable. Instead, look for a banana that's still a little firm, with just a hint of green. Better yet, enjoy it with a source of protein or healthy fat. That simple combination helps slow the absorption of sugar and may lead to a steadier blood sugar response. Small changes like this often make more of a difference than people expect. Those are the 4 fruits that many people eat every day, without realizing they may make blood sugar harder to manage. The good news is that not every fruit belongs on that list. Now let's turn to the 3 fruits that truly deserve a place in your kitchen if your goal is better blood sugar control. You've probably heard the saying, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away." There's more truth to that than many people realize, but there's one important detail that often gets overlooked. An apple offers its greatest benefit when you eat it with the skin on. That's because much of its fiber, along with many beneficial plant compounds, is found in the peel. That natural fiber helps slow the absorption of sugar, giving your body more time to process it in a steady way. But when you peel the apple or turn it into juice, you lose much of what makes it so helpful in the first place. The fruit is still there, but many of its advantages are reduced. The good news is that you don't need a complicated strategy. Simply eat the whole apple, keep the skin on, and let nature provide the balance it was designed to have. Sometimes the healthiest choice is also the simplest one. Now we're down to number 2, grapefruit. If your goal is better blood sugar control, grapefruit is one of the strongest choices on this list. It has a low glycemic index and contains natural compounds that may help support a healthier insulin response. That's exactly why it's often recommended as part of a balanced diet. But there's one important detail you should never ignore. Grapefruit is also the only fruit on today's list that can interact with many commonly prescribed medications. For some people, those interactions can change the way certain medicines are absorbed or broken down by the body. That's why this isn't something to guess about. If you take a statin for cholesterol or medication for high blood pressure, talk with your doctor or pharmacist before adding grapefruit to your regular routine. For people who don't have these medication concerns, grapefruit can be an excellent addition to a healthy eating plan. The fruit itself isn't the problem. The key is making sure it's the right choice for your individual situation. And now we've reached number 1, blueberries. This is the fruit I mentioned at the very beginning of the video. The reason it tops the list is simple. Research has shown that blueberries may help improve insulin sensitivity, making it easier for your body to respond to insulin over time. But remember the question I asked earlier. If blueberries are so beneficial, why don't more people see those results? In many cases, the answer isn't the fruit, it's the way it's eaten. Blueberries are often baked into muffins, mixed into sugary desserts, or blended into smoothies, loaded with sweetened yogurt, fruit juice, or other high-sugar ingredients. Those additions can take away much of the advantage people are hoping to get. The fruit itself hasn't changed, but the meal around it has. That's why so many people miss the benefits, even though they're eating blueberries regularly. The simplest approach is usually the best one. Eat whole blueberries in their natural form, and pair them with a source of protein or healthy fat instead of sugary foods. That helps preserve the benefits you're looking for without adding unnecessary sugar. Sometimes it's not about eating a different food. It's about eating the right food the right way. And with blueberries, that small difference can make all the difference. Now, let's go back to Doris, the patient I mentioned at the beginning of this video. After about 90 days, her A1C had improved enough to surprise even her doctor. But here's what makes her story important. It wasn't the result of a miracle, and it wasn't because she discovered one special fruit. Doris made two simple changes to her breakfast routine and stuck with them every single day. First, she began eating whole blueberries with plain Greek yogurt each morning. Second, she stopped drinking orange juice with breakfast. Those were the only changes she focused on. Over time, those small daily habits added up to meaningful results. That's the lesson I hope you remember. Better blood sugar control usually doesn't come from chasing the latest superfood or looking for a quick fix. It comes from making the right choices consistently and giving your body time to respond. Doris didn't change everything overnight. She simply changed a few habits and stayed with them. Sometimes that's exactly what leads to the biggest improvements. Before we finish, let's bring everything together into a few simple steps you can remember. You don't need to eliminate the first 4 fruits completely. Just enjoy them in moderation and pay attention to portion size. If you're looking for the best choice at breakfast, whole blueberries are an excellent place to start. When you eat apples, keep the skin on, so you get the full benefit of their natural fiber and plant compounds. Try to limit fruit juice, since it can make it much easier to consume large amounts of sugar in a short time. And if grapefruit is part of your diet, always check with your doctor or pharmacist first if you're taking blood pressure medication or a statin. None of these changes are complicated. The important part is making them part of your daily routine. Small choices may not seem like much today, but when you repeat them consistently, they can make a meaningful difference over time. As you've seen today, better blood sugar control isn't about finding one miracle fruit. It's about making better choices, one day at a time, and staying consistent with those choices. Doris didn't transform her health overnight. She simply made a few small changes, stuck with them, and those small changes led to meaningful results over time. That's something all of us can learn from. If there's one message I hope you take away today, it's that steady habits almost always matter more than quick fixes. In our next video, we'll take a closer look at some of the most common morning drinks. You may be surprised to learn which ones can support healthy blood sugar and which ones may be working against you before your day even begins. I'll see you there.